everybody, so we took advantage of a last minute cruise deal on Margaritaville at Sea Islander. We're heading off to Cozumel, Mexico, and we had a few of you ask what we thought of the ship. So we are going to give you a tour, let you know what we like, some of the things the ship has to offer. So come and join us on a little vacation at Margaritaville at Sea Islander.
First, the Islander is one of two cruise ships operated by Margaritaville at Sea, with the Islander operating full-time out of the port of Tampa in beautiful Tampa, Florida. Originally built in 2000 as the Costa Atlantica, it underwent a complete refurbishment and began sailing under the Margaritaville at Sea name in June of 2024. The ship's design and offerings are all about creating a fun, island-themed escape for passengers. One of the things you'll notice right off the bat is that the ship is arranged over 13 decks, with Deck A being at the very bottom where you get on and off at the various ports of call, and Deck 12 being at the very top of the ship. Most of the public access decks are either at the bottom of the ship or at the top, with the middle decks being primarily stateroom cabins. Getting on the ship itself took 50 minutes from arrival at the dock to walking in on Deck 2. They do adhere to a pretty strict schedule, so try to arrive pretty close to your scheduled arrival time to avoid standing outside in the heat. You'll notice that check-in is a very manual process, so it does take a little time to process each guest, so be prepared for that. Security is very similar to airport style and does move pretty quickly though. Once you do get on board, you'll quickly notice the super cool atrium that goes all the way to the top of the ship. In the middle of the atrium, there's the famous flip-flop and pop-top, and of course, the awesome flip-flop bar. Something that caught us a bit by surprise though was the muster drill, which of course is done on the first day before sailing as required by law. The process is a bit dated though, with everyone having to physically assemble at their assigned muster station and listen to a safety briefing. Fortunately, the briefing is fairly short and we were in and out in about 20 minutes from start to finish. However, no need to worry about what time it is on board because it's always 5 o'clock. Quite literally, every clock on the ship is stopped at 5 o'clock. Pretty cool. Once on board and the ship sets sail out of Tampa Bay, it must pass under the famous Sunshine Skyway Bridge, which takes I-275 up and over the inlet to Tampa Bay. It takes about 2 to 2.5 hours to get there after sailing, so keep that in mind if you're trying to catch it. Go all the way up to Deck 12 next to the funnel for the best view to see how little clearance there really is. Now here's a little video to show you how close it actually comes. Check it out. Now we gotta make the funnel though. Pretty impressive. The Islander boasts a range of family-friendly to adult-only amenities and activities, including the Caribbean Amphibian Splash and Slide, the Dis and Dat Activity Zone, which is a cornhole meets mini golf course, a pickleball court, and several kids programs for various age groups. There are 3 separate and distinct pools on board, each with its own vibe and music selections, with one having its own outdoor movie screen and one being for adults only. The ship also has a pretty nice gym on board, complete with treadmills, ellipticals, benches, mats, and weights, just to name a few. Large portholes up front give you a great view of the water. The theater on board is massively spread out over 2 floors and offers great views of the stage. If you enjoy gambling, the ship also has a full casino, which is 100% smoke-free, so no more smelling like an ashtray after a night in the casino. There's even a shopping mall on board, for everything from sundries to clothing and accessories to liquor. Now, one of the best things to look forward to on a cruise is the dining. This cruise offers a variety of experiences from casual options like the Port of Indecision Buffet, as seen here, which has a wide variety of all kinds of foods to please everyone, to Shelley's personal favorite, the Cheeseburger in Paradise, to specialty restaurants like the JWB Prime Steakhouse. There's also a pizza bar offering fresh pizza that's open every day from noon until 2 in the morning. And for those in-between times, there's a full coffee, sandwich, and pastry bar. Now, regarding dining, here's a tip. The main dining rooms are freestyle only, so come and go as you like anytime during the stated meal times. It is a full-service menu option, and we never waited to be seated both for breakfast and for dinner. The cruise offers complimentary water, iced tea, and lemonade during all meal times. Now let's talk about entertainment on board the Islander. The Islander features live music, production shows like Conky Tonkin' at Sea and the Caribbean Heat Remix, themed events, and more. We watched a variety act in the main theater that included juggling and comedy and was really awesome. Show times are just once daily and typically around 9:30 p.m. If you're into bars and lounges, the Islander boasts 13 of them, each with its own unique atmosphere and signature drinks. And if you love music, there's always live music somewhere on the ship. And the rest of the time, there's music playing over the speakers just about everywhere on the ship. Except your room, of course. If you're a fan of yacht rock, like me, well, you're in for a treat. Now, let's take a tour of our standard balcony cabin. You'll see it's been completely refreshed to complement the Margaritaville theme. Lots of little touches that make it unique to the Islander, including this little reminder here. Now the bed can be configured as two twins or put together into a king, like you see here. The balcony is typical in size and of course offers the view that never gets old. Note the little flip-flops on the glass there. The couch can also be pulled out for another bed if there are more than two of you. The bathroom is standard sized and offers a curtain on the shower instead of a door, which is actually pretty nice as it gives you a bit more room. Now, I will mention that television on board consists of about 10 channels of network feeds, mostly from the United States. There is also no onboard account system tied to your television, nor is there any pay-per-view or smart functions, so just be prepared for that. Now, cabin service is completed twice per day, typically late morning or early afternoon, and then again in the evening. You'll also receive a paper copy of the next day's Checklist to Chill, which is an itinerary of all the upcoming events, ship news, weather, and hours of operation for all the venues on board. Okay, now for the worst part of the cruise, and that's getting off the ship. No, not like this. But first, you'll receive a paper copy of your bill in your cabin mailbox on the final morning. All your onboard charges will automatically be charged to the credit card you gave them at check-in. Now, the cruise line offers a couple different ways to get off the ship. First, you can choose the traditional timed departure where you put your luggage outside your stateroom the night before and then just walk off the ship in the morning at your assigned time. Or you can choose to take your own luggage off with you in the morning. This was the process that we chose and for us began around 7:45 in the morning. Taking your own luggage off usually doesn't start any earlier than whatever time they state on the Checklist to Chill, so don't waste your time going down to deck 2 any earlier, as you'll just end up waiting in what is an insanely long line that resembles something you'd see at Disney during spring break. Now, the good news though is that once that line starts moving, it's gone in about 10 to 15 minutes. They did have 4 departure lines off the ship, and those lines moved very quickly. From there, it was through customs and immigration, which included the new facial scanner for super quick processing. So from leaving our stateroom to stepping foot outside at the port, it only took about 20 minutes tops. Overall, the Islander offers a fun and immersive Margaritaville experience with a wide range of activities, dining and entertainment for families, couples, and groups looking for a laid-back cruise getaway. While there were very few children on our particular cruise, this was probably just due to the time of year, having recently come off of spring break. The crowd that was on board, however, was a younger one relative to other lines that we have sailed, so that meant the early mornings were nice and quiet for us early birds. If you're looking for the best bang for your cruising buck, then this is the one for you. Margaritaville at Sea is always offering pretty significant specials and discounts, so be sure to check out their website for the latest offerings. We had a great time on this cruise and we'll definitely book it again in the future. Well, we hope you enjoyed coming along with us on our little tour of the Margaritaville at Sea Islander.
Until next time.